Hello, crafty friends, and welcome to my channel, Create with Kalia. I'm Kalia. Today I'm going to be using the Butterfly Garden Kit to create a two-page scrapbooking layout. When I unpack the kit, this is how it comes in the box. This particular kit does include a stamp set that includes butterfly images along with 3 sayings. The sayings on the stamp set are "Thanks for being you," "Sending you strength," and "I'm always here for you." As I start to unpackage this card kit, you'll be able to see what's included. It does include some embellishments along with a stamping block, which are packaged together in a zip top bag. I'm going to take these out of the bag and I'm going to set the stamping block aside because that is something I don't need, but I'll be able to use it later as either a gift for one of my customers or for an extra block to use when I'm holding an event. The card kit also includes a sheet of dimensionals, 3 of the pink envelopes, 3 of the green envelopes, and 3 of the yellow envelopes. There are then 3 each of 3 different card-based designs. There's the large pink flower, the smaller white flowers, and then the small yellow flowers. The card kit pack also includes several sheets of die cuts. There are 3 sheets of the white and pink butterflies, 1 sheet of the labels for stamping your sentiment on the cards, and then 1 sheet of orange butterflies that will be stamped later. The kit also includes this handout that you can use to create a stamp case for the stamp set. And finally, it includes the full color instructions on how to assemble the card kit. This kit does also come with a Stampin' Spot in the color Misty Moonlight, but I had already taken that out of the pack because I will be using my full-size stamp pad. Last, if you look at the back of the instruction sheet, it will tell you what is included in the kit along with the colors that are included in the kit. Now I'm ready to get going on starting my scrapbooking layout. I'm going to keep the card bases on my desk while I look through my pictures just to make sure that the colors in the card bases are working with my pictures. Part of the reason I chose these pictures is that the purple of my daughter's jacket and the yellow in the eggs seems to match well with the card bases. Even though this card kit does have the Stampin' Up! Colors listed that are part of the kit, they do seem to be a different shade of those colors than the true shades that we're used to. I printed these pictures in 2006, and they are also all printed at 4x6. I do know that I'm going to be trimming some of them down for my layout, but I'm going to start working on how I'm going to lay my pictures out before I decide which pictures I'm going to trim down and how much. I'm also planning on using one 4x6 and one 4x4 flip-flap for this layout. As you can see, I've brought in some white willow cardstock and I'm starting to lay out the pictures along with the card-based cards to start working on building up my layout. I've cut my bottom right-hand picture down to the 4x4 size, and then I'm going to bring in some Highland Heather cardstock and see if I want to use that as a background for these pictures. I often start my layouts by building them on white willow cardstock. However, I have been feeling like these pictures definitely need color behind them, so that's why I'm bringing in the cardstock. I decide that the Highland Heather isn't going to work for me, so then I bring in the Beach Boardwalk paper collection. Beach Boardwalk is one of the newer paper collections, and it has a lot of fun, bright colors in it, along with a very strong beach theme, and also includes papers that feature palm trees, tickets, and carnival ride themed paper. I really love the colors in this collection, and I also love that several of the sheets remind me of a sunset. But the papers that I'm really looking at right now are the ones that have more of this watercolor style background. My pictures are from Easter in 2006, and so I think several of these sheets are also perfect for Easter pictures. The watercolor wash and the colors that are included are very spring to me, so I'm going to pull in several of the papers that I think might work for this layout. The first one I bring in is this paper that has yellow and pinks in it. I love the ombre effect on this paper and I thought that it would be perfect for my pictures. However, once I put it next to the yellows specifically, it doesn't work well for me. Next, I bring in this sheet that has more purple because I felt like that might match my daughter's coat better. However, I don't really like this sheet with the card with the large pink flowers on it because the pinks don't seem to match each other well. I had hoped I could make it work, but once I start putting my pictures on top of the paper, I realize that I really don't like it and don't think it works well. Next, I bring in this other yellow sheet, which I really love for the sunshine style pattern on it. But again, the yellows don't seem to work well. So then I bring in this watercolor sheet that reminds me of dyeing Easter eggs. When I look at this sheet, I feel like the yellows are really subtle in the pattern paper and they work well with the yellow in the card base. This paper also has purples and pinks in it that seem to match much better with both my pictures and the card bases. And so I'm fairly certain that this is the one I'm going to use. I do try the other watercolor paper, and again, I see that the yellows don't quite match, so I do decide to go with the first watercolor paper. I've started cutting my photo mats out of white willow cardstock, and now I'm adding some color to the edge by just touching the edges to my pretty peacock stamp pad. I cut down the back side of the card base, and I've also added color to the edges of the card bases using the pretty peacock Stampin' pad. I'm going to use the back of the card bases to help bring the card base colors into each of my embellishment clusters. I've also brought in some of the Easter time mix and match ephemera pack die cuts, and I'm starting to lay those around my layout to see if I can start working on my embellishment clusters. Even though I bring in several different options from the ephemera pack, I just don't like any of them for this layout because I feel like the colors aren't quite matching the card bases. So next I'm going to bring in the butterflies and start stamping those using the brand new Stampin' Positioner from Stampin' Up. Unfortunately, the Stampin' Positioner is not yet available to customers. However, we have been told that customers should expect to be able to purchase it soon. Since these butterflies are die cuts that were included with the kit, they already have the white border around them and have already been cut out of the white cardstock. If I had been thinking about it, I probably would have left them on the sheet so that I could use the magnets to hold them down. But because I didn't do that, I'm using a little bit of Post-it note repositional tape to tape down the die cuts so that I can stamp them and not have them move. Another option would be to use washi tape. Since this stamp set is new and photopolymer, I rub the stamp on my arm to help get off some of the manufacturing gunk. Then I position the stamp over the die cut in the area where I want it to stamp. I use the pegs that are on the Stampin' Positioner to line up where I'm going to want my stamp to be on the positioner part. Then I ink up using Pretty Peacock ink. I add the positioner back to the correct pegs, and then I'm able to push down and stamp directly onto my image. Because the butterflies are die cuts that were created with the orange as a background, in between stamping, I do need to clean my stamp off, and then I'll need to put each individual die cut down and reposition my stamp so that I stamp in the appropriate area on the die cut. You can, of course, stamp using a stamping block, but one of the benefits of using a Stampin' Positioner like this is if you end up accidentally not stamping clearly, like I just did, you can place your positioner back on the same pegs and stamp again to get a fully covered stamped image. There are, of course, several other stamp positioners that are available on the market, but two of the things that I really like about this particular stamp positioner are that the magnets are really easy to get apart because there's a tab on them to help you pull them apart. And this is a stamp positioner that you can also use for scrapbook layouts, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So make sure you stay tuned. Next, I'm bringing in the Currently Loving stamp set, and I'm going to use a stamp that says Celebrating. Now is when I'm going to use the Stampin' Positioner to stamp on my scrapbook layout. Because this particular positioner does not have a ridge on it on three of the edges, I'm able to lay my 12 by 12 paper directly on top of the positioner and stamp directly onto my layout. This positioner does include this full-sized top along with the smaller positioner that you saw earlier, which allows me to stamp anywhere on my 12 by 12 paper. This is also a really lightweight positioner and it's compact, which makes it really easy to travel with. I love this Stampin' Positioner, and so I do hope that it becomes available for customers with the release of the new catalog being released in May. Next, I'm going to bring in the Unbridled Beauty stamp set, and I'm going to use the stamp that says Sweet Memories. I originally bring in the Nested Essentials dies, but realized that that's not quite the right size for this stamp. So next I'm going to bring in the Spotlight on Nature dies and use those to stamp. A full list of the supplies that I've used to create this layout will be available in the description box below, so make sure to check that out once you're done watching the video. And while you're doing that, please make sure you also like and subscribe to my channel. When you like a video, it helps me know what videos you've enjoyed and would like to see more of. And if you click the notification button, you'll also be the first to know when I've uploaded a new video. Next, I'm bringing in the Beach Time stamp set, and I'm going to use the Smile stamp. I'm also using the 3 banner punch to create additional elements for my embellishment clusters using the back of the card bases. I've added the Sweet Memories to the bottom left of my right-hand page and the smile element to the top right of the right-hand page to help create my visual triangle. I've used a die that says Spring and one of the card backs to cut out another element for my title, and I've placed my white embellishments around my page. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of that, so you'll just have to look at the video to see where I place those. I used the remainder of the card kit to put the cards together as the instructions showed, and I wanted to take a moment to show you those as well. Once put together, these cards truly are lovely. I did use a happy birthday sentiment for all of the cards I created because those are the cards I need the most. And with that, I think this layout is complete. I think my favorite part of this layout is how much the Beach Boardwalk paper reminds me of dying Easter eggs and how much it feels like spring for these Easter pictures. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and craft on.